Mission to inspire you and influence you for maximum life impact. This is Super from 92.7, your one family, one radio station. We're on the family side of life, and we bring you a lot of great information and opportunities. We just spoke to a rather interesting young woman who is doing great things with her work and her life, and then bringing you another opportunity that teaches us about investment. Now, everybody wants to build wealth. In fact, recently, I think I changed my mindset on certain things. I stopped praying for money and started praying for generational wealth. And it wasn't something that I think I'm just going to stumble on. It takes studying and following those who have gone before you to gain an experience. It takes you following men and women that have done this before, and that is why on Super FM 92.7 we make it a thing to follow through on some of these conversations and find people who can help us get there. While I'm trying to get there, I want you to get there as well, and that is why we're having this conversation. It should have happened on the real estate show at exactly 10:45 a.m. but we're bringing it here so that you could still get that same dose of awesomeness, because we planned this and it must happen. So I have in the studio with me the MD Deal Clinchers Home Limited and Chairman Redden Ogun State. This person is someone who, he's humble. That's the first thing I noticed when I met him. And then he asked me a question when we were about to come in. He said, why did you pick the conversation building wealth through real estate? And I said, because I want to be wealthy, and I'm sure a lot of people are looking at doing that as well. And if you've not been there, you can't tell someone about it. And this is someone that has been there. And that is why we're having this conversation with Dr. Adeyemi Adeniyi. It's good to have you on the show today, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm so happy and honored to be here. Thank you
so much. You sound better than I'm doing. In fact, maybe you should come and take the mic and just be the presenter. But it's good to have you on the show.
Such a great honor, sir.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Building wealth through real estate is something that there is a way to do it. You don't get lucky. I don't think it's luck, or maybe I am wrong. Maybe it is luck. But then you've been there. I may just be, reading up on the internet or seeing people's success stories. There are individuals like Paul Onwanive, who, of course, is the CEO of Landmark. And he talked about his dream and the investment that went into that particular dream that we saw what happened recently. But then real estate can come with its challenges, but then there is a lot of wealth. For someone to think, I'm going to invest $30 million in 2006, thereabout. It means there are opportunities that we must be privy to. And that's why we must have this conversation on building wealth through real estate. So what is the first thing that I need to know? I'm making notes right now.
All right. Once again, I want to say good morning to all our listeners. And I consider it a great honor to be here. I would say that no matter how far you've gone on a wrong journey, it is never too late to make a U-turn.
Yeah.
And having tested and tried different investment platforms or different opportunities in order to make generational wealth, I've seen that much more than 90% of people who are wealthy, the billionaires of the world, have gotten their wealth through real estate. And when I carefully got this on time, I would say on time, I'm emphatic about it.
Yeah.
I saw that I needed to make something happen on time. And I'm happy that for me, this real estate thing is a calling for me. It's not something I actually thought I wanted to do by myself. So when I had the calling into it, then I had to sit down and see, how can I be the first partaker of this? So that when I'm telling you to invest in real estate, then you look at me from head to toe and you can say, indeed, it's showing on you.
Yeah, definitely.
So I started investing as a UCOR member.
Wow.
Yeah.
UCOR member?
Yes, as a UCOR member. And
wow.
And I said, regardless of whatever the amount is, I put a standing order on my salaries, and I said at that time my salary as a core member was 15,000 naira.
Wow.
So I put a standing order to the account department and I said, take 12,500 naira for my take home.
How did you survive?
So these are the things that will make you be on your toes for survival. So because if you take life too easy, you will soon be hissed out of life. And if you are not hard on yourself, life will be hard on you. So I made up my mind that regardless of my background, that is not the reason why my back is on the ground. I have the power to change everything myself and write my story. So at that time, I wrote 12,500 from my 15,000 take-home salary, remaining 2,500 naira.
Wow.
And so every month they take installment from my take-home. And so with the remaining 2,500, by my faith, I'm a tither. I pay 1,500, remaining 1,000. So meaning if I don't sell, there is no way I will hit. And so that was how I began my journey. And I met one of the, quote and unquote, one of the landowners in Ogun State. They call them Omonile.
Yeah.
Who told me one day, I will never forget, in 2008, he said, "Ebinu lafi shishe ayo," meaning that you must go hungry if you want to relax in the future. And so he said, anywhere you found and you consider genuine and you've done your due diligence and your strict diligence and you are okay with it, he said, please buy it. And in a matter of time, you will thank God that I gave you this counsel. So that was how I started the journey. And from 1 plot to 3 plots to 1 acre to 10 acres, to building estates, to building empires in town, and even across different parts of Africa and in Europe.
And this is a dream that started essentially from a 12,500 naira
100% correct.
Impute
yes,
every month.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So which means it wasn't even about how big you were earning at the time.
No. So it's not about what you earn. It's about first making a decision. And I'm happy about something, and it's a fact that you're bringing me up at the beginning of a new year.
Yes.
Where a lot of people are thinking, how do I do it? 2024 is gone again. What's going to happen in 2025? I will use this opportunity to say that it's not about your bank balance. It's about the balance of your mind. If you balance your mind well, then you can know how to re-strategize. Now, if it takes you to take on an extra job to make this happen, it's worth the while. Because while we run around now, a time will come that our strength will fail us. So it's not about us. When you think real estate, okay, if you check as a Christian, for instance, you check the Bible, the only thing that people fought about was land.
Yeah.
And the only thing that God said he owns, when he said the hearth is a lot and the fullness thereof, it's also land also.
Yeah.
So it means there's something about land. When God called Abraham and he was talking to him, he said, as far as your eyes can see, I'll give you. He was talking about land. And there were other things there. Why was he emphasizing on land?
Why didn't he emphasize on the cattle and all those other things?
You understand?
Because those things are perishable.
Yes, sir. But land, when you have it today, now look at the story of Pastor Paul Adefaras's father, who invested in property, bought land in Victoria Island many years ago, and he couldn't develop it. He brought in a construction firm, and they partnered with them, build, operate, and transfer. So they built it, took their money, they took rent
over a couple of years,
some years and handed it over to the man. And the man started earning the rents from it, and that was what he was able to send his children abroad to go study. That is from the rental income he was getting from there. And before you knew it, at the time they sold the property and he got what was due to him, and today you can see the proceed in that investment.
I'm sure Lagos wants to speak to the man in the building who is saying all that he's saying. But then, of course, let's hear what Lagos has to say. Hello, good morning. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, you would have to call us back and give us your feedback or ask your questions. But then, thank you so much for coming in today. The phone numbers are 0805 092 0927. You could also call 0802 502 7711. But then you've made quite a number of points. You've built at this from a level of faith, from a level of understanding what Scripture says, from understanding that it's not even about what you have in your pocket.
Correct.
It's your drive towards your goals for life. And I'm thinking this is the first place to start. It's not even, and then you said something about due diligence of finding land that is the right type of land. So do your research and not get cheated. Let's see who our next caller is. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, you could do well to send an SMS right now to 0705-6900-927. Of course, you could send a WhatsApp message to that number, 0705-6900-927. Now, sir, as we begin to wrap things up, because I'm sure you're a businessman, you're a very busy man. It took us a lot to have you here, but then we really appreciate that you obliged us eventually. But I want to ask you this question. You started this story from when you were a core member, which means you were not even a salary earner. You were not someone who was paying tax at the time.
Yes, sir.
So, which means that 25-year-old, that 21-year-old, that 19-year-old summer right now who probably is doing some level of work and is making some money can start to invest.
Correct.
But how do they start this? Can you just give maybe something that they could hold on to and say, okay, I heard this on Super FM today because Dr. Adeyemi Adeniyi was here and he said these things to me. Like that man said to you a long time ago, he didn't know he was breeding a billionaire. He just said something to a young person who he wanted to invest in. He didn't give you money, but he gave you words that have taken you from nobody to, like right now, Super FM is talking to you. What would you say to that young person?
I'd just like to tell that young person listening right now that it's not. It's too early to give up on yourself, and I want to say that you just have to sit down and not look at what you're earning at the moment. Yes, there's a place of planning. All you just need to do is to settle down and get the right information.
Yeah.
For instance, there are organizations that do co-ownership or shared ownership. They give opportunities for people to co-own a property, co-own land. You know, for instance, there are land that you get for 1 million naira from an organization, and you don't have more than 1 million naira, and they give opportunities of people co-owning. Yeah, co-owning is maybe like 10 people can come together,
buy that
plot of land. They may not be able to share it among themselves, but they can resell, cash out their money. They will have made extra profit on it.
Because land always appreciates.
Because it will appreciate.
Yeah.
By His grace, built a property some times ago with 35 million naira. Upon completion in 9 months, they were offering 60 million naira for the same property that year.
Wow.
You know, same year as we've not left site, they were offering 60 million from 35
So there was already a profit of 25 million
25
waiting
million before leaving the site. That's within 9 months.
Wow.
So it means that even as a young person, you don't need to steal, you don't need to do the wrong business.
Yes.
You just need to seek for information. And before you know it, you join the league of those with old money, not people with what do they call them? We have old money and we have
new money.
New money. Yeah, but I like old money. Old money does not make noise.
Okay. Yeah, old money does not make noise. It's true. We know. But thank you so much for bringing this level of knowledge to my generation.
Thank you so
and
much,
to me, myself, I've been blessed by this conversation. We would like to follow you on social media and interact with you and ask questions. Seek mentorship. How do we find you on social media?
Okay, sir. As you introduced me, Dr. Adeyemi Adeniyi, Dr. Adeyemi Adeniyi. That's how you can find me across all social media handles. Dr. Adeyemi Adeniyi, even on YouTube. I have educative videos where people can go watch and see and learn how they can be better at what they do and how they can invest in real estate and things to watch out for even before they buy that property. All right.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you for coming. Of course, I will be following and coming to your office for mentorship and everything. But of course, it's been quite the conversation for me today. It's the best Wednesday I've had yet, because I just had this amazing conversation, and I'm sure that's the same for a lot of young people listening. Thank you so much for making our time. And big shout out to DJ Ryder. He's in the building right now and made this happen. Big shout out to you, DJ Ryder.
Thank you, DJ Ryder.
We're about to get back to the music right now. We've got something coming in from Michael Abdul. Well, if God they bless you sometimes, people like say you use something. Ojoro. That is what this is. It is Ojoro by Michael Abdul. We'll be right back.